pretend. Pull the trigger, my heart beats fast. Every second, the future's the past. One shot, don't ask me why. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or die. Oh, scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge. Scalp or die, the thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. The screen's glowing, it's 3 a.m. Charts are moving, I'm chasing them. Candle whispers, they speak in flames. Risk is the devil, but I play his game. Quick moves, no time to cry. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or die. Scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge. Scalp or die. The thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Green and red, they're my only friends. 1 minute charted, never pretend. Pull the trigger, my heart beats fast. Every second, the future's the past. One shot, don't ask me why. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or die. Oh, scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge. Scalp or die, the thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. The screen's glowing, it's 3 a.m. Charts are moving, I'm chasing them. Candle whispers, they speak in flames. Risk is the devil, but I play his game. Quick moves, no time to cry. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or die. Scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge. Scalp or die. The thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Green and red, they're my only friends. 1 minute charted, never pretend. Pull the trigger, my heart beats fast. Every second.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hi, everybody. How's everybody hanging? We're having a good Christmas break. I hope everybody's having a really, really good holiday. The best Christmas gift this year has certainly been gold, man. What a run in this instrument over the last couple of days, right? Even on holidays or slow days, this thing has just been running like crazy. We're going to try and trade gold pretty much exclusively because I don't even think we want to bother with NASDAQ. It's really not moving that much. But gold has just been a 1.5% move even already today, right? Which means it's been like a $100 move in gold. It's lots and lots of volatility. I want to show you something interesting that I started doing. Well, kind of we'll see if you guys like this idea. Some of you, I think, might really like this idea. Instead of just simply trading our usual setup of like 1-3, right, or 2-6. First of all, I've moved my stops and targets on gold to a pure 2-6 scalp because the volatility is just so massive that you don't, 3 points of stop is just not enough to survive a lot of these flows. But there's a very interesting function in Trade Evade, which right now is not really helping me because the trade is, we had a big breakout that just isn't showing any continuity right now, which just happens. That's the story of gold. It's very, very volatile. So we have to, sometimes eat the losses if the trade doesn't go our way. But the thing that I created, which I think some of you might like quite a lot. I'm going to show you this on the charts. I'm going to show this on Trade Evade, and tomorrow I'm going to work exclusively with wealth charts. I'm going to be able to do this with wealth charts. Yeah, this is a new version of BFF. I'm sorry. I'll talk about that in just 1 second. I just kind of want to show about the thing. The reason why this is an F3 version of BFF is not that there's any additional there's actually one additional functionality in it. It's much more that there was a logic error in the function. But let's just talk about like what I'm doing over here. I have a 20 point target with unfortunately this just stopped me out into a flat trade, but flat is better than a loss. Because what I'm using is a very interesting function in Trade Evade that allows me to target where my stop loss is, my target is 20, my stop loss is 60, but I have what's called an auto break even. It goes immediately to moves to stop the break even if the profit goes 10 ticks in my favor. So sorry, I'm actually I want to go long here. Again, I want to buy this long because I have a fresh new A1 signal. So I got stopped on my first one, and now we're going to try in second one with a 20 target, 60 stop. And if it goes 10 ticks in my favor, we're going to go to break even. And we're going to try to, basically protect the move to the upside. We'll see if that works. The other thing that I actually want to do is I actually want to move my sell condition here. Unfortunately, I was a little bit late because I'm talking. And I'm not trading. I'm really like in my new year, my new sort of methodology is I'm just going to trade. I'm not going to look at any comments at all. I'm going to ignore everything you guys are asking me until we have like a comment section. Then I'll go back to comments and I'll just answer your questions. But like the thing that I started to do, I realized what I do here, which is really, really bad, is I try to answer your questions and I miss trades. So we're going to just trade. You guys can ask us 1,000 questions. They're just going to be ignored for half an hour to an hour until I'm ready to answer. Then I'm just going to do a Q&A question, and then we'll just go through all those questions. Because this annoys me. I should have been in this trade. It should have been already at break even and to a target. But this is just simply a different way of trading in terms of fuck me. It's not going to work either. It's just a different way of trading where you try to capture. You try to give yourself a little bit more protection by moving the stop to break even at once. So like this was a close 87.4, and the high was 88.7. So you see, like I could have easily protected myself, but I wasn't paying attention to the trade. So we're just going to start trading. All other questions, yes, it's a brand new version. You can download it. That's all I'm going to tell you about it. Then I'll deal with the Q&A a little bit later, because fuck me. All right, so this trade is just not going to work. It's second trade in a row. We're just not getting extension. We'll just have to regroup on the next scalp and see if we can do better on the next scalp. Unfortunately, it just did not work. Okay, so we eat this loss and we move on. Okay, so the other thing that I kind of wanted to institute, which is I think very good technique, is we only want to trade trend, and we only want to trade higher trend or lower trend. So A1, the prior A1 has to be lower than the current A1 close. This is a higher close. All of these are all legitimate trades, just did not work. This one just simply retraced too hard because the volatility here is just too wide. And we got stopped out on break even. This one just simply did not, would have given me a 1 continuity, but did not give me a 2 continuity. I would have been break even on this thing had I properly executed this. You're going to ask me, is it better? Is it better to have +1 break even to 2 target, or just simply 1 to 2 target? I don't know. It's sometimes it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. If you take this trade over here, this is an 86.5. This would have made 2, right? Like if I left it alone, it would have made 2. And this is very hard. It's honestly, it becomes a matter of preference. I just wanted to kind of show you what it works with a break even, because a lot of people trade much more than just 1 or 2 points. They may want to trade for 5 or 6 points, and that's where the break even function really can be useful for you. The other way to do this, which I've also been doing, which is interesting, is you can do 2 entries. And I'm going to show this to you again. I'm going to show this to you actually as we go along, which is where you enter 1 trade at break even, the other trade at just +1. So basically, it's kind of the same. It's kind of like you sell half at +1 and the rest at break even. So I'm going to show you how to do this on the next trade. Once we get the next trade set up, in this function, we will do this. We'll see if gold is going to go negative or positive at this point. It's been having a struggle trying to it's had a very strong negative move, right? Kind of just bounced very negative all through Europe, right? Really big negative moves over here. Slide back up, fresh negative moves. Then kind of come back to the moving average. Comes back to the moving average, but just backs off. This will be interesting to see if it again generate. If this is sort of telling you that the sellers seem to be having control, that this 45.50 level could have been a turning level for the top in the instrument for just the near term. We'll see. We'll see if that's the case, or if this is just simply London consolidation and New York wants to take it higher. We'll be able to trade it either way, both ways as we go along. So I'm going to try to really focus on trading today and not responding to any of your questions. Feel free to post anything you guys like, and I will, when I take a break from trading, I'll try to go through all of them. I'll post your question and I'll respond to it. I think it's going to be a much better way for us to do this, because I realize that one of the worst habits that I'm doing here is I'm talking to you instead of talking to the screen. I want to be talking to the screen. You guys follow me as to what I do with a screen, and then questions will be answered later. All right, just holding very tight right now for the next couple of times. What is it? 8:15. Pretty early, although COMEX has started trading, so it's the beginning of the move. One thing I do want to do is I want to put the apex discount now is 90%. This is not 80%, but 90%. It's $19 to buy an apex account, which is really, really cheap. Like, it's really ridiculous. I just want everybody to know, go out there, hit that button. We're gonna buy a few apex accounts right now, and maybe do a couple of super fast eval. Try to get like one trade eval funds as part of our show today. But for now, just go out there, go buy the apex accounts. So watching the screen, trend is turning negative. Downtrend is negative. So now the next red dot, which is A1, right now what we're going to try and do is going to do two trades. One, if this A1 holds, the one trade is going to be, and I'm going to show you, we have, actually, you know what the easiest thing to do? I just realized this. Let's do it. Let's do two. I'm going to add this MGC, oops. MGC 6, right? We're just going to trade gold on both things. Okay, MGC, and then I'm going to add a 1060 here. Okay, so this is what's going to be really, really cool. You guys are going to really like this. We'll do this. We'll do fives at fives. So the first one, so we're going to go two targets. The first target is going to be a short target of 10 points, 10 ticks, 60 stop. The second target is going to be 20 points with a break even. So if this gets to plus 10, it's going to automatically go to break even. This one is going to go to profit. This way, at least part of the position is going to be profit, and part of the position will break even if it doesn't work. We're just going to wait obviously for a signal here, but that's going to make it super easy. This way we can just hit two buttons at the same time, boom, boom, and execute the trades almost as fast as we can. Always going to hit the 1060 as first, and then 2060 with break even at 10 as second, if I get a signal. All right, we're negative trend, but no signal yet. No downward signal for us just yet. Gold trying to make up its mind whether it wants to come back and revisit the lows at 450, or whether this is a baseline and we're ready to trade ready to trade to the upside. We're going to wait patiently till we get a signal. $23 seconds left. Six, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, sell. All right. First target is done. Second target is done. You see how that worked? The first target was done at break even. No, excuse me. The first target was done at +1. The second target was done at +2. This just shows +10 because it was just such a fast move. But you saw me just press the button. You saw it get filled and get done. I know it was super fast, but that's how it works on a 1-2 basis, right? Now, want to press this again? Absolutely. It's a red dot. It's selling. If we want to trade a little bit more momentum content. Remember, I said we can trade up to three consecutive dots. So I'm happy to trade this one more time. Let's see if this can give us a little bit more continuity. Market seems to have broken a little bit. As long as the red dot holds. All right, sell, sell. All right, let's see if this is going to work. What's happening here? 75, 74, 5. Why didn't this? Oh, that's weird. Why didn't this get up to 74, 5? That was weird. Come on. Oh, I said, okay, exit, exit. Never mind. Sorry. For some reason, okay, I just took a quick profit on that because for some reason it was not setting up the maybe it was just it was the speed of execution that I didn't get quite the extension of the twos. All right, fuck it. Let's leave it alone for the time being. Let's see if we get the next red signal. Huh. I think maybe I kind of rushed my trade here a little bit. Let's see if we're going to do one. If this holds as a red signal. Nope. Okay. I'm going to let this go. So if this was 73.4, 71.5. Okay. Didn't quite make two. But I held it. I guess I would have made one. I guess it was so fast that even if you do two separate trades in this very, very slippery execution, you're not going to get quite the elegant little structure that you would. That second trade was like 5 or 6 ticks behind me, which is why it was so hard to slip it. Anyways, we will. We'll watch it again. So right now I'm just taking, right now I'm just showing only the first crossover trade. But if I wanted to show you all the A1s, I'll unclick this and let's just see. As long as I have sequentially lower A1, and you can see this visually, I want to take it. So I'm going to try and take this again. Let's see if I can take it again, if it comes up. This is the low of London trade right here, 454. So we're still quite a long ways from the low. This is the high at around 510. $74.8, 71. Getting close to the lows, but not quite printing it for me. Nope, no trade. All right, fresh A1. 50 seconds left on the clock. Lower low, all looks good from a momentum perspective, but it's got to hold. If it doesn't hold, we don't have a trade. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, sell, sell. See how much of a delay I have on there? Well, not that much. That's not too bad actually. I'm looking at these 2 5s, but I just sold into the bottom. I sold into the third, so I might get stuffed, which is fine. It's just part of the business. This was a third sell, so it was my sort of my final sell. But and you see how much volatility there is here. You absolutely need at least 6 points just to breathe in this environment. So 70.3. So now this is relatively well spaced. And what's the close on this? Was 70.5. So it should really be 69.5. Guess. Okay, let's see. I'm using 50-40 range, correct. 50-40 range. So you can see that the range is actually well in excess of where we need in terms of breakout zone. So first target is filled. Now we're like, are we at break even? I wonder if I am. Yeah, it looks like my stop moves to break even. It's hard to see it over here, but the 5 buy stop is break even. And so now I recovered everything, right? And just wanted to show you sequentially. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the stop moved from like -6 to basically break even. So then, on the second trade, I was no risk, and then I took 2 points on the second trade, 1 point on the first trade, and it really really pressed against me hard on the opposite side. Just to give you an idea, yeah, G6 points, a lot of ticks. That's a lot of it's a lot of ticks. Correct. You got to give yourself lots of breathing room, because if you don't give yourself a lot of breathing room, you're just asking for constant stop outs. It's just going to retrace you out. In this environment, 3-4 points retracement is nothing. 6 points of retracement is the minimum you need to just breathe. So you could trade smaller. You could trade, you could trade single entry. You could trade kind of like, 2-point target, move one to break even. There's just like a lot of different structures that you can do in terms of trading this properly. So now we're kind of like, now I think I'm gonna unclick the show first trade only, because I don't want to show any more sell trades at this point. We sort of scalped all we could to the downside, and now we're just gonna breathe, wait for the slope to turn green, and if it turns back to red again, great. If it does a full V-shaped recovery, then we'll prepare ourselves for the buy side. But these three stocks. Let me kind of just get rid of all the get rid of this for a sec. Well, no, what do I need to get rid of? Hang on a sec. Well, settings. Oh, sorry, execution marks. That's what I want to do. Positions and orders. That's fine. I want to get rid of execution marks. So you can see that there was one red, second red, third red. And the most important part about this, by the way, that I want to show you is that each new red signal, A1 signal, was making a fresh low. This was lower than this. This was lower than this. That's very, very important in how I want to trade. Even if I'm wrong, I always want to be buying higher lows, higher highs, and selling lower lows. That's the key principle of momentum, right? Key principle of momentum. and you absolutely want to do that. It's always a comparison to the last short position in order to give yourself the best chance of success. All right, New York session opening up, as you can see on the chart here, 8:30 in the morning. So now, new session quadrant is going to appear. London session high was around 510, low was 454. The way we're trading and the way we kind of turned around, from the absolute highs of Asia, it really feels like we're going to try and take out the lows, but we'll let the market tell us that. Let's see how it's going. You guys like the dual pane look like this? Is it kind of easier to follow where you see my execution and you see my entry on the chart? You see what I'm doing, and I kind of take you underneath the engine. Let me know if you guys like that or not. All right, while this is pausing, let me show you a couple of key things for everybody to do. This is the season to pick up props, and all of our partners are doing a great job in offering discounts. Think is 30% off. Think has a couple of really cool. By the way, it's just you have to use the code EDGE, and it's just Think Capital. I'm actually going to put this www.thinkcapital.com. Just put that in there. You don't need to do anything special for us. And get a couple of accounts if you're a CFD trader, or if you want to trade Forex as well as NASDAQ or gold on a CFD basis. The cool thing about Think is they have free demo accounts, so you could actually trade free demos on this. The other cool thing is, of course, Think is fully trading view, so you could apply my indicator and trade directly off the charts with Think, which is something that is really, really neat. And come in the new year, especially during Asia time, is going to be Think trading time. So we're going to trade Tuesday, Wednesday, Asia session gold on Think, and you're going to see exactly how cool that works. With the indicator, with the multiple entries, those kind of things, in terms of structure and everything else. So highly advise you guys do that. And then, of course, our friends at Apex, that's just, money in the bank right now, $19 for any account. So, my personal favorite is the 50,000 account, but a lot of people really like the 100,000. Some people like to buy 250,000. The fact that they're all $19 is ridiculous here. You can just, my advice is always buy 10. You will always use them. You will always use them. In the month of January, there's going to be a massive amount of event risk. We're going to be absolutely be able to get them funded on just one trade on event risk days, but we can also try to get them funded even on non-event risk days. I'm going to try and get a couple. Maybe I'll get one today, and we'll see if we can we just want to trade. Maybe we'll just trade it aggressively in the New York Open, just on NASDAQ. Maybe in an hour, we'll go buy ourselves like two 50,000 accounts and just trade NASDAQ at like a 4 contract size with 10-point targets, and just see if that works. All right, in the meantime, back to business, because my charts are starting to show more stuff. So this sort of showed an A1 trade over here. Now here's the thing though, this A1 trade, no, it's legit. It's legit. It's a fresh new trade. I want to sell it at 9, 8, 9. I'm going to see if I can make sure that it holds. Sell this. Sell this. Let's see if we can get this moving. Let's see if this is going to give us at least +1, and then we'll see if we can try and get +2 on this thing. $70.6. That's where we're at. The big battle between the bulls and the bears right now, where the bulls are really trying to establish this support. And if they do, and they flip this around back to positive trade, we're just going to trade this positively the other way around. You just have to accept the fact that maybe this is the bottom of continuity. This is a legit trade because this was a lower A1. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's just part of the scalp cycle. It just ran right into the bottom over here on the open. That happens. But for like the really negative trade to develop, you kind of really we need to bust the London low. So that's why a lot of the stuff is sort of very, very choppy right now, because it's a real tug of war. You could really see it in the price action. Sellers could not, they just tried to flush it, and the buyers came in here. Super close. All right, I exited everything, even though it went to target here. I'll tell you why. And this is again a personal thing, and sometimes it really, really works for me. Like this time, it just worked very, very mildly for me. I could have made more money if I was more patient, but generally, and maybe this, today's price action is just so incredibly. Sorry, I'm just watching something else here. So incredibly volatile that you kind of have to give yourself, a little more patience. But generally, my thought pattern is, oh yeah, look at this, just blowing right through. I should have taken the secondary trade here. My thought pattern is that if it takes more than 3 minutes for the trade to resolve, you already kind of lost the momentum. It really needs to resolve in more than one trade. But anyways, we have like more selling flow here. This is a really, really, we finally kind of broke the lows here. We're at New York session lows. We're going to give it one more shot. I'm going to give it one more. This is 1, 2, 3 in this particular sequence. If it holds, we'll give it one more attempt to trade it. It goes away, and that's I thought it might go away because it was a probe of the New York session lows right over here, and then came right back. So now I'm going to stay patient, wait to see if I could if they're really going to start to break the lows at the 60s, then they're going to really try and run it to the 450s. But again, it's a matter of style. Sometimes being cautious really helps you because you're just sort of protecting your retrace. Sometimes if you were just patient enough, if I was patient enough, this would have been a full 30-point hit. As it was only like a 10-point win overall. All right, fresh low. I mean, fresh A1. Let's see if this holds. It's got to hold. Can't hold it. They're testing lows, but can't break it here. Okay, so I just used one. In this case, I'm just using one. I didn't have the speed. I knew that I was already late, so I just took one, 1 point on this, which is fine. It was nice to take a point out of this thing. It's clearly just selling strong to the downside. You guys like the 2-pane display? That's good. That's good. So I'm just showing you lots of different ways of how you can, how you can scalp this morning. Just a really, really clean way of doing it without getting too fancy. And sometimes I think that might be the right way of doing it is you just set this up to a 2060, right? We just set this up to 2060, and just do one, not a double target, but when you're in this kind of you can tell this is a super strong momentum downside, right? Like I'm just going to actually do this just to show. Shit, I was late on the trade, but let's see if I can make it. Exit. You just hit momentum, three times, maybe 4 times. Give yourself maximum 4 times. Now, the only way you feel confident in doing this is when every single A1 is lower. I mean, now remember, look at this. Now they're just really breaking the 4. I told you, if you took the 460s, they're going to take the 450s. Now it's, very, very tempting to want to chase this, but the retrace risk is massive. Like this thing could pop 10 points in 5 seconds against you. That's 100 points, $10. 100 points in 10 seconds against you. This could stop you out before the moment you place the trade. So not worth it. We're going to just simply wait. But if you're a momentum trader selling this 1, 2, 3, 4, as you can see this, I just sold for you guys, really, really creates super easy trades. Like you don't have to overthink it. I mean, I showed you in a way, I showed you this break-even trade much more for those people who are much more positional traders. And I wanted to give you, how would you do a positional trade? And in the case that I showed it to you, I think the way to do a positional trade in gold right now is like to have a $10 stop, a $5 first target, and maybe a $20 second target. Like, really extraordinary big moves. And you certainly could have done that over here at the beginning of trend. If you want to do it that way, if that's your style. It's just that I wanted to show you the flexibility of the BFF trade. So one of the things I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to remove I'm going to take off all the momentum dots, go back to a single trade structure, because this is, we've had too much momentum. This is not a time to chase it. In fact, if you were a complete degenerate, you would have been buying underneath the 450, looking for a bounce back if you wanted to. But the point being is that it's truly the Swiss Army knife of trading to have this indicator and this this ability to trade both ways for you. I just wanted to show you lots of different ways because gold is such a great instrument right now. It's trading such massively huge ranges. It's a scalper's delight, right? You can see it's a scalper's delight today. So I'm going to try and keep it simple now, since we're clearly in big ass momentum mode right now. We have to be very patient now, because now we got to sort of, what we need now is for it to come back and then reestablish a downtrend, like perhaps maybe come back up here and then see if it wants to test a double bottom. If this thing starts crashing, like starts making a fresh low, we'll go after this. I think, to me, if this is going to make a fresh A1 after a pause, I'm going to go after this, because I think this is a pretty ominous sign. So this it needs to stay a red dot here. And if it doesn't here, I'll turn it back on so you guys can actually see, or basically turn off the first trade. You guys can see the A1s. And if I see an A1 again, we'll go again, just in a simple, clean 2060 mode. I mean, it's clearly trying to test the bottoms over here, right? Trying to test the bottoms of this thing. If it comes back up, it means that it tested the bottom, and it's sort of satisfied. But now it broke the bottom. I just sold it through the bottom break. Let's see if I can get more continuity on the move here. I got a bad fill. All right, let's see if I can get this done. And I got out of it. So yeah, you see, I broke the bottom. I got a bad fill because it's just a very, very fast, sloppy trade. But that's it. Like when you're breaking fresh lows, that's a great momentum trade, right? Like you can see they're just sort of really high quality, high probability trades. Now eventually it's gonna hit a bottom and bounce back like it hit a rock. But if it just keeps closing on the lows, the press lower is just going to be there, right? The continuity there is just really, really going to be there. So we're making fresh lows in the New York session, as you can see. I think I can make the panes a little bit, maybe a little bit smaller, so you guys just give you a little bit more real estate. You guys can see. Again, if this thing makes fresh lows, we'll just go for it. Why not? But let's be patient with it. It's moving so fast that it's taking TradingView a second to catch up on the labels. I'm going to be very, very patient here. It's making fresh lows, lots of liquidation, clearly a lot of panic selling. Don't want to press the button if this thing starts to rise back up, because it means it may have tested the bottoms. 8, 9 seconds. No trade here. It's just too high up. Not a trade for us. But you see that. Oh, you guys are right. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm actually, somebody's saying that we haven't seen the F3 version. Let me publish the F3 version for you guys. We're going to stop trading for just a minute. I'll answer some of your questions. As a matter of fact, let's stop trading for a second. You guys post your questions. In the meantime, I'm just going to actually publish this version for you, so you guys will be able to see it, to put this up there right now. Let's do this. Update. Okay. Okay. So you should have this now published. So it should be all set. Everybody, thanks for reminding me. I actually forgot to publish it. I've made it. So I'll show you what the new things in the F3 version are. We got another trade, guys. Should we really press this? Oh, I really feel like I want to press this. Really pressing fresh lows, but no, not really. Not pressing them, but not holding them. That's a it's a sign of the buyers just smell some sort of a bottom right here, right? To get my indicator, you need to join my coaching, which is, here's the link. I just put the link in the comments. Join my coaching, you get the indicator. It's the only way. Oh, no A1s. Hold on. Maybe we can press it again. 3, 2, 1, sell. All right, let's see if. All right, I'm gonna get out early. I got out a little bit early because I know it's pressing the bottom. I mean, this is already a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 waterfall. You're playing with fire, but it was nice. It was nice to play with fire because it gave us lots of P&Ls. Anybody take that trade with me? Anybody press that last trade with me on the move? So let's review Oh, look at this, and just keeps on going, man. Gold is just a gift that keeps on giving. Look at this moves. All right, I'm not going with this thing. It probably works. I don't care. I can't trade the 10th consecutive A1 label. It's just too hard, even though it definitely works. Look at this. This is clear liquidation. I mean, I really should be following my own rules. We're breaking fresh lows. You got to just keep pressing it. Whoever's got the balls to press this is just making mint right now. Nate, you could keep your accounts funded if you'd be trading 1 micro. You could just be making money. It's not keeping your accounts funded is not a function of, it's a function of size, not a function of trade. Ooh, that's my quote of the day, guys. Keeping your accounts funded is a function of size, not a function of trade. Lee took it. See, the ladies have the balls. The ladies have the balls. The men are the pussies, and the ladies that have the balls to trade, as is the case mostly in life. Good job, Lee. Yeah, as I told you, I'm not even looking at NQ because we're going to focus on just one thing. Yes. If you sign up, did you sign up for coaching? If you sign up for coaching, you should be able to get what do you call it? All the information. If you haven't got anything from me, just simply always email us for any questions you have to me at contact@bktraders.com. And I'll take a look at it. Make sure you give me obviously your email, and then I can look you up. All right, we're clearly, I told you this 425. That was like a little bit of a bottom, right? A little bit of a bottom here. Okay, so who wants to raise hands? Let's have a show of hands. Who wants me to show the F3 functionality? There was a couple of bugs inside of it, but also a little bit of functionality, and also just sort of like the basic UI improvements and everything else that make it really, really cool. I want like 5 thumbs up in comments before I start talking. Seven winners in a row. TNL Global. Good job. Good job. Good job for you. That's literally, I mean, there's actually, if we took all of them, there would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's really rare that you get like the 10, the 10 lot move like this. But when you do, and this is what I mean about gold, gold is the absolute champ of this kind of trading. It's just money in the bank. Like this, if we had the balls to really trade large, this is a fundable half hour. You could have just taken, you could have taken just 2 minis and totally gotten funded on the move here. All right. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I have lots of hands. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. All right. Now I just want a couple of thumbs up from somebody who's brand new, who's never traded with me. I want 2 of those thumbs up. Then I'm going to talk to you. Tell me who's new in the room. Just tell me if you're new, if you've never traded with us, if you just kind of stumbled into live today and you're like, wow, this is crazy ass Christmas trading. Golden Tiger, nice to have you. Brand new. Anybody else who's brand new? Say hi to me. Oh, fresh A1. I got to take this trade, guys. Oh shit. All right, never mind. I missed it. It was really, really tempting. Okay, this really is clearly I'm not shorting this A1 because this is clearly a V-shaped bottom or a U-shaped bottom. So they're really, really testing the bottom. If they break the lows here, that is just going to destroy the law. Like this liquidation down to 4,400. I don't even know how much down we are on the day, but we are done. Oh, Alfred, nice to have you. Felia, nice to have you. Okay. so tempting to want to short this, but we can't. We can't. This is clearly a double bottom here, right? Doesn't mean it won't go back again, but you can see it made a UE, tested the 425s, whatever the hell the low is over here, 426s. Now, however, okay, I will tell you this. If they break the 426s and hold that break, you got to take that trade. That means they're just going to decimate the longs. I'm gonna watch this for 1 second here. Let's see if they hold this trade. It's 41 seconds left. If they close on the lows and I still hold the A1, I'm going to short this. But that's a big if, right? See, they're testing it again. Like I knew it. I knew they're gonna probe it. So the only way we're gonna sell this is if the lows go, but they're not. 20 seconds left and they're buying it. Because clearly that 426, there are some bids there. People just said, I gotta cover. 8 seconds. Okay, no trades. All right. So let me show you the functionality. Jane Gonzalez, 9 winners in a row, real breathtaking. Yep, good for you. Jane, are you using my indicator? Hey, OTR trader, nice to have you. Good morning. OTR, are you driving somewhere, or are you parked on the road? Degenerate trading like always. Okay, so let me just sort of show you the basic layouts of this so you guys can see. First of all, of course, the main settings pretty much remain all the same. Volatility settings allow us, what I've done is the volatility, and I've set these volatility settings for gold, where the range has to be greater than 50 ticks, and the range must be less than 40 ticks. The one new thing is that it used to round up and round down. Now it's very precise. It actually tells you the exact amount of ticks, of what the range is. The ranges now are massive. The ranges are way, way outside of anything we need in order to be able to trade momentum, right? We need 5 points of range to have confidence that there's some momentum going on. We are at literally triple that size, or almost triple that size. But the thing that is interesting now is that this range, for example, if the range is 49 ticks, it used to average it up to 50 ticks. Now it doesn't trade it. It wouldn't give you a green envelope. It would just give you like a yellow envelope. So it's like a not a tradable event. So it makes it very, very precise down to the tick in terms of, how you want to trade the ranges, right? So that's like an interesting thing. Thank you. I'm glad you sent me an email. I'll take a look at it after the show. Thank you so much, OTR. That's one thing that's new, right? It's just the range precision. It just gives you precision to the tick, which I hope you guys really like. You can see it over here, with 121 ticks, just giving you really, really good feedback. The other thing is all of that feedback is instantly reflected in the table too, right? You can see the range to the tick, which also gives you, if you're looking for feedback, this gives you very, very cool stuff. Now over here, the algo Claude is very smart. It just sort of created a shortcut communication stream, which is not difficult to understand once you understand what this means. This is basically saying, what are my thresholds? In this particular layout, 50 is my greater than threshold, 40 is my less than threshold, right? So mini maxi, those are my mini maxi moves. And also, what is my candle volatility thresholds? It's 160 ticks. If I want to use it, I have this turned off. I should actually probably say the candle volatility turned off is in the table, but that's sort of like really not a big factor. It's only, we put that in there like when there's a huge candle and we're like, oh, maybe I don't want to take that trade because I have a retrace risk is really, really high. It will color that candle. So far, the candle's 160 ticks in here. That's massively. That's $16. That's actually like the wrong setting for this, but I don't care. I really use the volatility candle setting in gold because I don't think it matters that much. I think it's much more useful in NASDAQ where that, that setting could be of value to us. Anyways, everything is compressed really, really nicely as a feedback loop, and and in all of the lessons here. The other thing that's in here that's really interesting is I added one more flag, one more setup condition for a setup, which is sort of interesting. What's going on over here? Oh wow, super fast! Holy shit, is this moving fast? Sorry guys, there was actually an A1 trade over here. Okay, let's watch this. I wouldn't have taken this trade. I mean, the reason why I wouldn't have taken this trade, by the way, this is interesting, is because this was a higher A1, right? This trade, however, worth taking. 425, we broke the lows. 29 seconds left. Let's focus on this, and then I'll come back to show you one last thing that I want to do. This needs to hold. If I don't get the hold, it's not a trade. But we broke the lows, 17, 11. We're at 25s. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sell. Maybe not. 425 is just a real psychological level. We'll see. I'll see if we can get a little bit further down, but maybe not. And we got done. Trade got done anyways, so good for us. Okay, nice OTR. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to kind of share you that's sort of like a little bit of a new functionality. So this, I'm trying to follow my rules, which are incredibly hard. I totally, you see how hard I have to fight my own instincts to trade these rules, because the rules tell me in a strong momentum move, when you break the lows, you take the trade, even if eventually you're going to hit a bottom, right? Because every time you're drilling through the lows, the continuity numbers are just there. And like, this is still a good trade. Like, we need to take this trade. Maybe, I'm going to just maybe, in order to make myself feel better, I'm just going to take smaller size on this. Because I can't take like the 20th trade in a row consecutively, because just my own instincts tell me that's very, very hard to do. So I took a small size here. So if it works, great. If it doesn't work, no loss, no foul here. Just because, psychologically hard for me to do that. And you see, I had a feeling it was going to be like a burst to the upside. I mean, we really tempted fate here with the last trade. But we'll give, let's stay in here. Let's stay in the trade. For all my crying, maybe this will work. We'll see. I mean, so it's a slaughter for the longs. And if you're trading momentum, you just got to trust the fucking process, and it works. Anybody take that on size? Anybody follow me on the rules? I mean, the rule is very, very simple. We're breaking the low at a session on a momentum move that's making fresh, that's a lower low. You got to trust the move for continuity. Anybody take that trade with me? No? What are you guys doing? What's everybody doing? Miguel took it. Miguel has, Toreador took it, of course. It's really hard. I'll be honest with you. It's very, very hard to take that, lower low trade, because you're like, shit, this is like, they're going to rip it in your face. And I did what, just to relieve a little bit of psychological pressure, I just did a little bit less size, which is fine. That was smart. Another fresh low. I'm not taking this one just because I want to show you. And also, I really think that at this 420 level, maybe we'll go to 4,400. Maybe this is just a relentless liquidation. But I think eventually, I'm wrong. They're going to kill it. And maybe they're not going to bounce until 4,400. By the way, notice how. So what am I struggling with? I'm struggling with making money. I'm making more money, right? Here's the point that I kind of wanted to show you. Think how stupid you would be. This is the old me. Think how stupid you would be trying to buy these things. Buying it once, buying it twice, buying it 3 times, buying it 4 times, buying it 5 times. Do you see how bottom fishing against a massively vicious momentum move like this is just brutal? Wow, we are going to take the 4,400. All right, I'm going to let all these trades go. If you guys are hitting them, good for you. No, it's just an embarrassment of riches here for the scalps. But I'm going to give it a pause. There was basically 2 more trades we could have done really, really well on as we traded. But you can't be greedy. You can be greedy if you have that personality, or you can just be thankful that you're on the right side of the move with a really good structure. But my point is, like, think about how stupid you would be trying to buy these dips and just getting yourself eviscerated all the way down the line. This is why I no longer really want to, buy the dips. Much as as I'm tempted. Our biggest problem today was how much money do we make? That was our biggest problem. Our biggest problem is how much money do we make, right? And that's a problem you want to have. Jane, what do you mean it's the exemption? The exemption to what? What time is the market? It's 9. Wow, it's 9:08, guys. It's been an hour. It feels like it's been 10, right? Just been insanely busy in terms of trades. Holy shit! Look at the trades, by the way. Let me show you this. Let's show you the sequence of trades we just did here. Look at the execution marks. Look at this. This is what I did all morning long with you guys. Ba-boom. But it looks like St. Valentine's Day Massacre, right? Ba-boom, 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 boom. And then over here, I pushed it out and I went 2. I should have gone 5, but it's fine. But again, the biggest problem today was how much money do we make? That's a kind of a problem you really want to have. So what makes the perfect momentum scalping day is a day like this. A day like this where you have massive volatility, 1%, 2% movements, right? Well, you want a 1% move in the underlying is your go-to lottery day. And a 1% move, you're going to get just these continuity labels, boom, 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 boom. And if you just have the balls to hold them with a proper volatility wrapper, you're going to be able to hit scalps all day long. That's sort of like the most important thing, because 1% day implies massive range expansion, implies way, all the green range structures that we have, nothing dead. All of this just absolutely plays into our hands in terms of what we want. Big range, continuity moves, fresh lows, fresh lows, fresh lows, fresh highs, fresh highs, fresh highs, going the other way around. When we have these, this is a day you can just take a screenshot of this type of price action and know that if you're trading dots, your only question is how much money do I make? I only wish every day could be like this, but I knew today was going to be like this in gold, which is why I really wanted to stay in gold all day long, not distract ourselves, not to do bullshit with NASDAQ. I don't care. If NASDAQ is up 1,000%, we'll come back to it, maybe trade it separately. But, NASDAQ wasn't up 1,000% overnight, but gold was. And that was the trade to make for all of us. So this was a really good run. We had a really good run for the last hour. One last thing I want to just sort of show you. Let me clean up the charts so everybody can see it. So right now I'm showing you not the first trade only, just all the trades possible. And I'm going to show you first trade only, right? So now it's going to obviously just give you far fewer, but very, very clean, crisp trade signals here, right? So these are all good trade signals. But here is one last filter flag that I put into the indicator that is kind of interesting. Originally, I had hard coded into the A setup that in order for the dot to generate an A1 label, in order for the for an A1 label to be actually put up on the indicator telling you that's a sell signal, the prior candle had to be red, or the prior candle had to be green, depending on whether it was an A1 red or an A1 green. I unclicked that. So basically, I made a looser rule saying I gave it to the user. Basically, you can see like in the thing, a setup buy requires prior candle to be green, close above 8 SMA. Setup sell requires prior candle to be red, close. When off, setup ignores the prior candle color, right? And so I realized that in a high range structure, you really don't need the prior candle to it was a kind of a double confirmation that often got you into a trade just a little bit late, right? Just a little bit late on the move. Let me show you how this would work. In this case, it would have worked fine. But if I were to just click this, so you see this A1 label, it's the perfect entry over here at 431. Now, if I had this original condition on there, if I had the original condition in the A1, I would say setup requires prior candle to be red, right? It moves over here. See, you still would have made money, but what if this was, this is because we had just massive continuity today. But what if there was just limited continuity? Then you would have been late in terms of, getting that first jump on the move. So I decided to leave it up to the user, and then you can make it either strict or loose in your own, in your own structure in terms of how you want to do it. And that's sort of like the last thing that I added, just a tiny little thing, tiny little change on the thing, right? When do we get the setup on wealth charts? When they're ready. That's the answer. Okay. They have it in their hands. When they're ready, they'll tell me. That's the best I can give you. But hopefully soon. So where do we bottom out, guys? We bottomed out pretty much near the round number, right? Pretty much near the round number. And now, now we're sort of bottom out. Now, you guys want to play games? You want to have fun? We have two green dots on here. Is this a buy? Yes, it's a little buy. Would I buy this for a quick scalp to the upside? Yes. The only reason I would buy this is because I have a higher. Again, the critical thing here is higher highs, right? The market kind of sold out, found a bottoming over here, and shows you that there's a bottoming on the dot structure. But we're not going to play this game because we're only going to just trade continuity and momentum in a proper fashion. But if you're a true degenerate, you want to try to buy the bottoms. This is the only way you want to buy the bottoms, where you have higher lows on the dots. And even then, by the way, it's not like this is a guarantee. You had two higher dots here that failed. You had two higher dots here that failed. This is like sort of the third time. And the only reason why that's working is because it's around, it really found the support around the round number. And it's very limited push up. Like, how much more upside here? Maybe a point, maybe a 2. So it's not like, you have this huge confidence that's going to make a V-shaped bottom. Now we're back in consolidation. Now people who are screaming at me to take a look at NASDAQ, we can take a look at NASDAQ. I'm happy to take a look at NASDAQ with you guys just to see what it's doing. NASDAQ is also, looks like NASDAQ had a nice big move here. So let's adjust this indicator for NASDAQ and just see what structures we have for NASDAQ. So for NASDAQ, obviously, we have to have different range structures. In NASDAQ, we're looking for at least a 20-point range No, we're looking for a 50-point range. 50-point range is 200 ticks. So we're looking for a 200 tick range to the upside, right? So first of all, let's just do that. Let's just make a 200-point range, right? So it's 31 points, sort of not in our wheelhouse, right? And you see, by the way, in NASDAQ, you only have like really one legit trade, although in that range specification, that trade would have worked as far as trade goes. So we need a 50-point range, and then we need to see a couple of other things. We want to trade only, range greater than, and no, it's a loose color. So I even had to loosen it. It still gave me only this A1 over here. So the only other thing maybe we want to do is just show first trade only, unhook this, and see if it signals. Really not a lot, You can see, look at the difference in trade possibilities of NASDAQ versus gold, right? Just not as much. If we went back for the day, there literally was we had no signals in NASDAQ at all under the conditions that we created. It's just not that, not that volatile. Just not that much interesting movement. If you want to cheat, you want to shorten your range parameter, and you say, okay, maybe I'm willing to take like 100 and 40 points would be 4 times 4, 160. Let's do a 160 range. Just give myself a little more breathing room. Where are the signals there? Okay, so we're in a green range now. We actually, have potentially a green range, but not nowhere else, right? Even a 40-point range just did not occur at all. It was like nothing interesting going on in NASDAQ on trading continuity. And that's why gold was the trade. That's why gold is the much more interesting trade, which makes me want to go back to gold. Oh, we have a signal at a 40-point range. Okay, so we can fool around a little bit here. I'm going to add the MNQ H6, just one contract, and I'm going to trade this with a was that 41? No, 4120, 2060. Sorry, 2060. 515, but the signal goes away. The thresholds in NASDAQ on a good, like legitimate thresholds is 50 points worth of range, about 200 ticks. But you could say 40 points if you kind of want to give yourself a little more opportunity. And when you have the 40-point range, you see you had like 2 actual signals, in NASDAQ. In NASDAQ, honestly, what time is it? Oh, I don't even know why we're bothering. It's 9:15. I'm not even paying attention. In NASDAQ, the tradable zone in NASDAQ, unless there's some massive volatility overnight, really is the New York, is from 7 o'clock in the morning till about 11 o'clock in the morning, New York. You have a small burst over here, and hopefully in the next hour or two, we might have some small burst in NASDAQ to be able to trade it, and see how it goes. Right now, nothing going on, and we're not even going to go to NASDAQ until gold comes back. Now, gold came back a little bit here. We're going to adjust ourselves. So just to make it really easy, I'm going to save my settings for gold against this indicator into a template. And then it's so much easier because you just simply, so I just want to make sure that we have a settings. So I'm not going to do first trade only. I'm going to do multiple trades just because I want to see it. I want the range to be 50, 40. I don't even care with less than, because I'm not trading anything in range bound markets. I just want breakout structures. So 50, I want trend only. Does not require prior candle. This is all good. So this is all good. So this is, yeah, this is exactly where gold was. This is the multi-structure, right? So we're going to save this as GC breakout trading. Remember symbol, remember indicator, save. I'm going to rewrite this, right? And then we're going to do the same thing with NASDAQ, but we're just going to simply change our zone targets. So NASDAQ, we're going to do this. We're going to go MNQ on this, same settings, but we're just going to change our zone structures to 160. Give ourselves 40 points of range. Okay. And so this is the NASDAQ range. And then we just simply use templates to just save indicator as NQ breakout. Save. Okay, cool. And now we could just rotate between. It's super easy. You go from NQ breakout to GC breakout, and then you don't have to worry about everything. It's all set up. See how easy it is to kind of manipulate templates. My take on silver is that it's another crazy trade. It's just it's not that we can't trade it. It's just that we don't have the bandwidth. When you're scalping, you really want to be focused on one instrument alone. But yeah, I mean, silver has just been crazy. And silver has been a great trade for people. Let me go to MGC because I have possibly. So here's the interesting thing. And this is where good practice really matters. I have an A1 label, but here's what I want to show you. This is, again, you can completely dismiss me or you can believe me. So this is the last A1 label. This is the low of the A1 label over here, right? This is the current. Control-C, Control-V. This is the current A1 label. Is it higher or lower? It's higher, right? It's higher. Could it work? Yes. Is it the absolute best probability trade? No. So we don't take it because it's a higher low. We just don't have the signal, right? We wait very patiently. If it makes a fresh A1 that's lower, yeah, we can take it. But given the fact that this is a higher low, not a lower low, we're facing retrace possibility. In your face retrace. I don't want an in my face retrace. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Now, if I give up a P&L on that, so be it. I don't care. But you see how this is like higher low, not coming in, whereas every one of these things was lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, and that's such an important little factor in choosing the trade. I think CME like raised their margins on silver to some ridiculous number at this point, right? Because they're just petrified of the moves. Okay, so here's this one now is a lower low, right? This one is, if this stays, this gives us a chance to short. It definitely gives a chance to short, right? If it stays. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. I was super late and I got stuffed. All right. Now, again, doesn't work. It doesn't matter. At least I'm sticking to the logical plan of where I want to be. But this did not pull. All right, let's see. Let's see if the lower lows rescue me. Yeah, they almost do. Boom, boom, boom. Good. Seeing the lower lows do rescue me, and we pick up a little bit more P&L. So again, you can doubt the model all you want. You can stare the retrace in the face, but most of the time it's going to do you right as long when you follow the rules. Anybody take that trade? Did you take that second A1 trade? Cheryl, good for you. So the really, really cool thing for everybody who's new, who's kind of hanging out with me today in the room, is that this is the Swiss Army knife of short-term trading. You want to scalp like I do, like a jackhammer. This is the jackhammer formation. This is I'm going to hit every lower low. I'm going to hit the momentum until I hit concrete, right? I'm going to drill, and pick up. I mean, this was an insane run. This was literally a run where we've had 12 to 14 consecutive winning trades, right? That's not a day that is a normal day. So that's one way of trading it. A second way of trading it, that's a little bit less intense, is just to simply do the first trade on the moving average crossover, right? The 8 period starts to turn red, from green to red, you take that first trade. Now, the thing about this kind of structure is there's a lot less trades, right? So it's not as intense, but it also opens you up to much larger possible targets. It opens you up to the ability of like saying, you know what, maybe I want to trade this with a 6-6, 1-to-1. This is a big move day today. I don't need to, I don't need to scalp. What I want to do is I want to just take 2 or 3 6-point trades. And if you did that, just to run you through today, just to show you, if you did that today on a 6-6 basis, 76 to 70. So that's plus 6 here, right? Second trade over here, that's a 60, what is that, 70.7? How high does it go? 74. You escape the 6 points, boom. Second trade, right? So plus 6, plus 6, plus 6. And let me see what this would be. Maybe this is the only one where you would have been stuffed. 409 to 406. You still haven't done it. How far did this go down? What was this low here? Yeah, 406 is the low. Close is 409. So this is the only trade right now that is open question, right? So you would have 18 points in gold. 18 points, that's $1,800 on a single mini contract already in the bank. And if this goes against you, you would have had $1,200. So not too bad. 1, 2, 3, right? 18, yeah, $1,800. If this goes in your favor, this would be $2,400 on one single contract, never risking more than $600 per trade, and within striking distance of getting funded in just one single day. Right. So yeah, it's a really, really interesting possibility. If you want to trade like a position day trader rather than just as a scalper on these big range days, this is money for you, right? Let me just look at NASDAQ. See, the cool thing is I can flip around to my templates. The NASDAQ is popping back up. Nothing much going on over here. Range is still not expanding. We're what time is it? 9:23? Why is my watch? What's going on over here? Oh no, I had my setting over here wrong. Okay, I was like, I know it's not. It's 9:30 in the morning. Okay, so NASDAQ opening up. We're just gonna watch NASDAQ market range here, see what's going on over here, see what it wants to do. Oh, did gold just break 4,400, guys? Whoa, let's go to gold. Did gold just break like a stone? Oh, gold just broke like a stone. Okay, we got to trade in gold, guys. We just took out the 4,400. 29 seconds left. Let's trade gold. 23 seconds. Going to be very, very patient. Really want that final tick entry. 94. Wow, 13, 12. Wow, really, really collapsing. 7, 6. All right, in on this trade. Really a huge amount of vol. If I get stuffed on this, that's not a surprise. I mean, this candle, and we got done. See, I stuck to my guns, and we got done. Nicely done for anybody who traded this with me. Anybody take that massive ass volatility candle and held. I feel like you know what I need? I need the Mel Gibson clip. I think I'm gonna have that Mel Gibson clip. We gotta run that from time to time. You know, where it goes hold, right? Yeah, that's funny. Let's go find that Mel Gibson thing. We're gonna take a little break here because we've just had so many good trades. We deserve a little bit of a break. Let me go to YouTube. Let me go. Let's do Mel Gibson hold clip. There we go. There we go. That was always a lot of fun, right? Okay, so that was great. We took out we ran. I mean, when they took out the stops, you can really see the stop run here, right? I mean, if you were just trading the stop run, which is a completely different type of a trade, you can just see how once the 4,400 gets hit, everybody gets slaughtered. I mean, that really is the ultimate hold trade, where you just got to simply, you're going to get killed if you're on the wrong side of it. Let's see what NQ is doing. NQ is positive range, but still negative trend. So NQ really needs to run in order for us to get interested. And this is a good example, by the way, of like momentum scalping is never about the story of of what's going on. It's always about the movement of the instrument. Like right now, I couldn't care less what the interest, what the story is in NQ, because it's not moving, right? I'm only interested. This is we're the ultimate mercenary traders, right? We only want to be with Mr. Right Now, and Mr. Right Now means the one that's moving. Like NQ is just not moving. We don't care. We're not interested in the trade. All the opportunities are in gold. That's why we traded gold all day long here today. All right, we have a little bit of a break here. Ask me questions. Ask me anything on your mind. Everybody who's new, anything on your mind. Give me some feedback. Let me know if you guys like all of the stuff that I showed you. How you guys are trading. Let me know if you guys are having a good day. Obviously we're having a good day. No, the answer to wealth charts is when it's ready, I will tell you. That's all I can tell you. I met with them last week. They got the code. When it's ready, I will tell you. So I know everybody's eager, but it will be ready. And when it's ready, it's going to be gorgeous. So we will be trading. I will be trading wealth charts with you guys tomorrow without the indicator. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make money in wealth charts the exact same way I did on Trade of 8. super easy. And we're going to do this, chart by chart with you guys tomorrow. And so you're not at any disadvantage if you're on wealth charts. I'll show you how to do it. Any update on the PDF? No, because I wanted to kind of like, I found these bugs on the range zone. So now I think we're pretty clear on the range zone. So I think we can work on it at this point. But let me know. Let me know if there's anything else, and I'll start putting together the PDF ideas. I honestly, the whole idea of PDF is just to show you the basic functionality and the structure, because the whole point is BFF is whatever that you want it to be. I'm showing you kind of like the hammer, the jackhammer trades, but the possibility for positional trades is enormous, especially on days like today. And even like, against something like NASDAQ, the possibility for positional trades is enormous. Oh, NASDAQ is popping to the upside. Like for example, if you're trading even money, right? We're trading even money. Let's say you're trading 2020 on NASDAQ. This is a trade that's a 2020 trade. You're in at 97. You're looking for 77. Boom. Even money trade on NASDAQ. Just there's only one today, but there may be more. It's like this is the time where you can where you could find we're barely turning upside, right? The moment we turn upside, it's going to start printing A1 trades. And then once you start printing A1 trades, you have possibilities here for both kind of day trade positional trades or scalp trades. Put myself into NASDAQ mode here for a sec. Let's see if I want to do anything if it starts moving. Still negative trend. Good luck. Good luck, Jay. Wishing you the best. All right, we finally crossed into the uptrend. You see that? Range is good. We're like at 155 points. This is 618 ticks. Is that right? Jesus Christ. Oh, wow. It was a big, I didn't realize it's 155 points. Range really. Whoa. The NASDAQ now gets interesting. Oh, sorry, guys. So NASDAQ now gets interesting. Now let's see if it offers us a swing trade at this kind of volatility. I didn't realize it was a 155 point range. We absolutely want to trade 1030, not 515. Sorry. Oh, so sorry, guys. Oh. Man, sorry, guys. I am just sneezing here. So I'm going to do 40-20 on NASDAQ. And just wait. If we get an A1, we'll take it for a 1030 trade here. Right? We're positive trend. Range is big. Now we're looking for signals. 25,800, crossed. Oh, wow. I don't know what happened to me. I got like a massive allergy attack. My apologies. Oh. Who's joined me from the other side of the world? Who's here from Australia? Let's just do a little bit of trading geography. I'm going to go with the farthest place in the world. Are there any Kiwis in the room right now? Anybody from New Zealand? Or is it way too late? You know what time is it in Australia right now? It's in Sydney. It is 1:39 in the morning. So I guarantee you there's nobody here from Kiwi land or Sydney with us. All right, let's go eastward then. How about anybody from Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan, Korea, all the advanced industrialized countries in Asia? Anybody in the room here? Manila, right? Philippines. There we go. Good for you. Manila, the Philippines. Nice job. Yeah, there's somebody saying that they're hitting another winner in gold. I'm just sort of being patient here because I want to see if we can do one trade in Nasdaq when and if it sets up. If the big thing is if it sets up. Cape Town, South Africa. That's the next one on the agenda. Okay, that's cool. Well, welcome. All right, how about the Middle East? My favorite region in the world. Anybody from anywhere from the Middle East? Iran, Saudi, UAE, Israel, where else? Oman. Oman is a great place, by the way. Istanbul, that's nice. Hey, nice to have you there. Dubai. How could I forget Dubai? Well, I said UAE. Kathy's going to be by you guys, by the way. I think in January there's another FX show. I'm not going because I gotta man the shop here, but she's gonna come. But then there'll be another FX show in the summertime, and I can't wait to go there again. So I even have my Dubai laptop charger specifically for UAE all set up. Like I bought it while I was there, so it makes me really happy because I don't even have to have a converter. But nice, Dubai, a great place to trade from right now. Great place to trade from in terms of, timeline. What time is it in Dubai like right now? It's not too bad, right? It's night, but it's not too bad. It's like 8 o'clock at night. So it's not horrible. That's great. And now we're going to go where? India. Let's see how well I know my geography. India and then Africa. Who's here from Africa? By the way, everybody who's from Africa, think is your platform. That's what you want to be trading. You want to be doing this. Sorry, I'm just watching the screen, but I'm going to put the Think link in here again. Think Capital. Make sure you use the code EDGE. There's no signal here in NAS. Wow, NAS really look at how NAS just died over here, right? I need that dot. Where's my dot? Oh, look at the range went from like this massive candle to like just completely dying over here. All right, maybe NAS is not going to give us a signal. So this is the Think Capital 30% off. Use EDGE, please, on them. Okay, really worthwhile for everybody in Africa because they'll take all the emerging market nations for you guys. Oh man, gold is you gotta love the shorts getting the longs getting killed in gold, right? That is a serious liquidation day. But it really feels like profit taking. It feels nothing more than profit taking. May have damage for like a couple of days, but I still think we're going to go to 45 and maybe even 5,000. I think the reason why, by the way, why gold is kind of selling off. I mean, it's just profit taking, but the whole bunch of bullshit reasons you're going to hear in the media is some of the geopolitical tensions are clearly easing. I mean, if we can get Russia, Ukraine, even remotely off the plate as a geopolitical issue, that's going to be huge. So keep our fingers crossed because God knows I hate the fact that so many people are dying in that war. But I think that might be it. After the weekend, a lot of positive noise. I trust Putin as far as I can throw him, but maybe from what I heard, the economy is kind of really collapsing in Russia, and he may be forced to concede some kind of a deal. We'll have to see. Ran out of gas on NASDAQ. So we missed another trade on gold. You guys were trading gold. This was another signal in gold right over here. These jackhammer signals that were kind of nice. But now gold is really, it seems like, okay, so we tested the 380, we tested the 375. Now they're like, okay, enough. We're going to try and buy this. But I think this is a buy. for another possible retest. They need to make a higher low here. So if they come back down, they can't break the lows, it kind of stays a higher low, then it may be an interesting reversal trade. But for now, you're just really looking for more shorts before this goes. But a lot of good movements here, huh? So, when things go your way, like everything in trading is not complicated. You just need to be in the right trading environment, which is the hardest. The only complicated part about it is just being in the right trading environment. When you got strong range, strong movement, just jackhammering these things down really just makes it super easy, right? Where's NASDAQ? NAS just totally died. So NAS range now goes to 74 points, comes out. So this was all she wrote, the big pump and dump in NAS. But don't quite count it out. It's the 945 fake out. The real move that we should be watching, and that's why I'm kind of still keeping an eye on NASDAQ. The real move we're going to be watching is that 10 to 11 o'clock. If that's the final hour of Europe, although of course all the Europeans are skiing in St. Moritz at this point, but it's still today and tomorrow, maybe still a bit more action. By the way, I'm gonna trade this same schedule with you guys tomorrow. We're only trading today and tomorrow. I figured let's just fucking go all in. Who cares? Let's do mini marathons both days. It's a lot of fun. We did a whole bunch of trades. You guys get to see a lot of action. What else we're gonna do on the day before New Year's, right? It's the only. Thank God. I mean, gold has really been just a lifesaver as far as volatility. Now there are years when there's nothing to do, and then the perfect thing to do is just to do nothing, right? But this was a great year where we had lots of volatility and movement, and that's perfect. Look at how the range is compressing, by the way. It's really compressing. Went from 114 points to 63 points, right? Just nothing going on over here. This is all just bullshit. Let's go back to gold and just might as well watch gold. Sandy, how are you, my friend? Good to have you. Chris, your neighboring country, Iran, has an uprising. Yes. That's actually, Chris is in Armenia. And it's true. Like, it's a sort of this is one of those kind of, I don't know if you guys following the news, what's happening in Iran. There's a lot of street protests. Obviously, the youth has just had it up to here with the Ayatollah regime. But I think the reason why it's not getting mainstream coverage is because we've seen so many of these uprisings get quelled ultimately. But remember, like, if you ever study revolutions, they're always, it's like water wearing down the rock. They just come in. We are at a point where I think most of the Iranian population is really fed up. The whole country has been utterly mismanaged. They used all of their resources to create rockets instead of good quality of life for their people, and now they're facing a massive water shortage because they don't know how to manage water. Because they're just idiots. And I think all of that. I mean, ultimately, always I think this is a really good lesson to every government. Every government ultimately always falls because of bread and butter, not guns, right? It doesn't matter how much guns you have. If you don't have bread and butter, you're going to fall. And maybe this is going to be the time where all of these social constraints that everybody hates are going to be overturned primarily because the middle class in Iran, the one that maybe is much more conservative in terms of their social mores, just doesn't want to go hungry. The moment, there's nothing to radicalize a citizen more than making them hungry. And we'll see, that'll be really, I mean, if Iran flips over and Shah's son comes in for a constitutional republic, I cannot tell you how then gold probably drops to 2000. because that's actually going to be such a super bullish geopolitical move. It takes so much conflict out of the region. You can't believe it. Shoes getting squeezed. What does that mean? Shoes getting squeezed. What is that cryptic statement you said, Ben, about shoes getting squeezed? So NASDAQ pretty much unwinds the whole ramp over here, going back down to negative. So, I'm just watching it out of the corner of my eye to see what's going on over here. Not much going on here. Gold is kind of fun. Like if we want to trade the higher low in gold, maybe we'll do it. I'm not, it's really not recommended. But obviously the big story in gold is kind of done. The other thing I was going to say is gold as a trade pretty much dies out at 11 o'clock New York. After 11 o'clock New York, gold is really not an interesting instrument to trade. Even on highly volatile days, it's just not worth it. So I don't know how much more there is juice. I mean, the story in gold has sort of been written all day long. We went from 45.50 to 43.95. That's a nice, ugly gash on the daily charts. And my view tomorrow will be interesting. We'll get together tomorrow, but I would completely not be surprised if we're trading 43s, 4300s by tomorrow. Been a lot of buyers in that product, and they're going to get liquidated quickly. Question from Kevin says, any suggestion on which FX platform should we use in Singapore? Oanda, good platform. Also, I mean, I think 8cap, of course. I mean, 8cap is our favorite broker. I think they are regulated out of Singapore. If you're a SIG customer, you can get Oanda. You can get 8cap. The cool thing about 8cap is that the platform has everything. Oanda is very limited in their offerings, but 8cap has like crypto and Forex and gold and indices and everything else on the same platform. So I would look at either one of those. Let me know if you want to open an account, Kevin, because if you can open an account with 8cap, we have a special deal where you're going to get a lot of our stuff for free. So just email me, and I'll tell you what you can get. You can get access to a lot of stuff that we charge for totally free if you open an account with 8cap. So we talked a little bit about Think, right? I told you guys, for everybody who's trading Think as a CFD, but now be sure to, of course, my friends at Apex. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous in terms of how cheap they are. They're going to Jan 6. We're going to buy all these accounts. I'm going to buy all these accounts with you guys tomorrow. We're not going to be able to use them probably because it's fucking dead as far as trading goes. But we're going to, the moment Jan, the first week of Jan comes up, we're going to put all those accounts to use. But the point is, you want to harvest, you want to inventory them now because the deal is going to go away. You're never going to be able to buy an account for $19 again for like a long, long time. So really worth it. Just buy. I'm going to buy 10 of them, and I'm certain I'm going to use them. I already have like 12 funded, so maybe these last 10, I'm not counting on the full. Give me the full 20 funded, but maybe we'll get up to 15, 16 funded at that point. So it'll be good. You guys can see on the chart over here, these are all funded. This is the only one. This is the eval is the one I'm trading with you guys today, just to show you all these techniques and see if I can run this eval to fund it. And then once we get it all done, we'll start trading the fundeds, which is a really, really fun thing to do. Anybody wants the oh, you guys don't see it. I'm sorry. You guys are seeing my Apex when they remove it. Sorry. Shit, I'm telling you. So right over here, you can see. Where's my little? Yeah, hold on. This one, this I forget. So you see how these are all the PAX. These are all funded accounts, and this is the only one that's eval. So I'm just trading the eval over here with you guys today. Oh shit, we got to trade. Oh, I missed the trade. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I missed this freaking trade. Let's see if I get an A1 signal. Sorry, I was yapping and I missed the trade. Okay, no signal, no trade, no move. I'm going to be very good today. This was 87.7 was the low. 85.7. Yeah, I would have made the two. Is that Apex? Yes. It's the Apex deal. Correct. Here, I'll put the link in here. I have actually the old numbers. It's actually minus 90. I have it as minus 80. But if you use that, you're going to get the full it's $19 for any account. Just use that link and use BK Save. You get $19. So really, really good deal. All right, so this is where it kind of is interesting. Like you see this is okay. If you're going to trade reversal, which is not my recommended methodology, but if you're going to trade reversal, right, what you want first is kind of a momentum failure. See, this was an A1 kind of a momentum failure, right? Kind of momentum failure. Just they couldn't get, they couldn't knock it down any lower. So now what I want to do is I'll full, first of all, I got to have a momentum failure. This could still be momentum success if they get a fresh new A1. So let's not jump to conclusions here. Yeah, this, we so far we're far away from momentum failure. We're just at determination point. Okay, let's see what it's doing. Still much more negative than positive. There's still, the shorts are still pressing it. We may not be done. They may want to take out the 75s. But the idea here is if they can't kind of bring it home, they have a little bit of a momentum failure, then you start printing double greens, that's when you have some confidence that that's a reversal trade. So like right now, the trade is still to the short side. We're going to try and press if this holds as an A1, we're going to try and trade this. I'm just going to very quickly switch to NAS because I'm just curious to see where NAS is at. What it's doing is doing nothing. It's doing thick call, but it did go negative. So that's just kind of interesting. So NAS is back to being negative. 10, 9 seconds. I'm going to trade this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Seller. Done. Seller and done. That was very, very quick. We waited very patiently for a lower momentum. Oh, I know why this was a bad trade too. Jesus Christ, I didn't listen to this goes back to listen to what I say, not what I do. Okay, who can tell me why this was a bad A1 trade? Looking at this chart, why this was, you wouldn't have taken this trade anyways. Why would you not have taken this trade? 20-point winner in GC. Good for you. Good for you. Why was this? Okay, let me. Where's my little? Why was this a bad trade? Anybody want to explain this to me? Why was that A1 trade a bad one? By the way, fresh lows, right? Fresh lows. I'm just gonna hold off on this because I want to kind of explain why this was a bad trade. Higher low, correct. This A1 was over here, 79. This A1 was 88, 10 points higher, not a trade. This was a lower low, great trade. This was a lower low, great trade. I didn't take this trade, but this trade would have totally worked, or would have been working now, maybe. So where are we at now? We are at a V-shaped double bottom. This is the moment of truth. Now, if they're going to press it lower, then they're going to have to the longs going to have to rebuild the base again. But I'm not holding my breath that the shorts are going to be able to press this lower. Let me see what my son is texting me on. Yes, you can come and get them if you want. Right? So kind of just holding lows, fresh lows here. Boom. Broke the lows. Okay. We got to just follow this trade. Let's see if this A1 holds. We got to trade. They just took out the 71s. $40 seconds left. I got to hold true to my model. Yes, every time you fund a funded account, you have to pay a lifetime fee, but it's only one lifetime fee. Like in other words, one time you pay that, and then you own the account for as long as you can trade it. Okay, let me see. Do we want to do this? 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 1, short. All right. I got a good fill, but we'll see if this is going to get me done. And we're done. And we're done. We're done and done and done and done. Very nice. All right. I think this is like my 20th win in a row today, guys. And my kids are here. It's really nice to have actually my son here in Jersey with me. So, there's nothing to do in NAS, right? I mean, NASDAQ is just, let's see if NAS is just total bullshit, if there's any trade. I've been trying to dive to see if there's a little bit of an A1 trade in NAS, but that was, and would have worked, I guess, 716. Yeah, it would have worked for that 10 points, but, not really. It's few and far between as far as NAS. It's a perfect example of where you have like a, blasé instrument where there isn't really any directionality, versus a super, super focused instrument where there's a ton of directionality, right? For whatever reasons you want to make them. Anyways, this is a massive liquidation. Can it go further? Yes. But what I was going to say is, if you're really a true like reversal degenerate, again, you want to see them hold the lows here, test the lows. Wow, they're going to take the 350s. Wow, man, this is just, there is no mercy for the longs. No mercy for the longs at all here. Wow. I'm just watching this. I'm not going to take it, but I'm curious if this thing is going to go down, if this is going to break, if like where the number is, a 361 short. I'm just looking for it to see if this is the first momentum failure. So it's 361. Does it get done? Yeah, it does. It would have been done. I think you would have been done. What's the close on this thing? 61.5. Did it go to 59.5? Yeah, it would have been done. It would have been done. Really amazing. Very just incredible amount of negative pressure. You just simply stay with that negative pressure. If you guys took it, you definitely got hit. But yes, the answer to your question, George, yes. It's really, really cheap now. That's the whole point. Like the whole thing, like it basically, if you pass the eval and you got it funded, it's like $85 all in with Apex. Just really, really cheap. To have a funded account, for the rest of your life to be able to trade is really nice. I do think the 4350. This is really interesting. I mean, maybe they want to really rip this through the 50s. Yes, there's a separate lifetime fee per account. Correct. They have to activate each new account. Right, that's correct. All the directionality. That's what I was saying, OTR. That directionality is all in gold today. Like, so how would I? How do you determine possibility? This 4% down, right? Anytime you have a 1% move, you want to be interested in that product, right? 0.5%, you kind of get interested. Anything less than 0.5%, it's not even interesting to do, right? But the way you want to look at it is, where are we on the day? If we're down 1%, we're up 1%. That's how you want to be interested in the product. So this is, kind of a curiosity. This is a very, very serious thing. When you get 4 or 5% moves, you're guaranteed to be able to hammerjack those scalp ideas, because that's just the very implication of that move is in the result, in the result. Let me just look at NAS again just to see what it's doing. Oh, NAS is finally starting. Should we have like a little fun with NAS here? All right. So, NAS is low range. Doesn't have, well, I guess it had a range on this signal. You know what? I'm just going to leave it be. It's not, it's the trade was over here at 724. That was a nice, interesting trade. Maybe this is a little bit of a trade, but I leave it to you guys. I'll leave it be for for trading. Actually, NAS could heat up. The very fact that we took the highs and came back down to the lows, kind of interesting. Like, actually, I would want to trade this. Let me just trade this with you guys. 30 seconds left on this A1. Let's see if it's viable. They're testing the 700 level. If it stays, we'll trade it. No, it's not really staying. They're kind of buying it back. Well, let's see. Let's see. All right. I'm short this thing. Let's see if it wants to do anything for me. All right, I'm just going to take it nice, quick scalp for the day, because I kind of want to go my also, I always forget that these mini marathons, I just like run out of, I need to have double the soda. This worked, by the way, for a full 10 points if you guys took it, but good for you. I'm up 500 for the day. Nice target. So I was trying to do that. I did it with you guys. Everybody have a wonderful day on that. Okay, so don't forget, the only thing I really want you guys to do, these are the deals of the season. Go get the Apexes, and then go get the Thinks. You get both if you want. They're really, really good. The cool thing about Think is, like, it's just a one-time fee, right? So you buy it. It's really, really cheap. You can run it for as long as you want. You can take your time trading the eval. CFD based, really, really cool. I have a lot of the good tools for that, and I'll be showing those tools starting next year. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. That was a really, really good practice of all the best practices that I try to preach. Like, I actually listened to my own words today, and I did not, do everything that was bad. We shorted lower lows. We shorted A1s only. We shorted range expansion. We did everything by the book, right? OTR trader, we did it by the book, right? By the book. No cops arresting us on the road. 55, double nickels all the way. Thank you so much, guys. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. You were just sort of, you have to ask yourself. So your strict rules didn't help you much because you were focused on NASDAQ. But I was trying to tell you that you want to trade gold today. But it's fine. Tomorrow will be another one. By the book, 911 dispatch is watching us like a hawk. Okay. So anyways, we all have to trade by the book one way or the other. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Gene. Thank you, everybody. Am I planning on trading on Friday? No, but I'm going to trade tomorrow. I'm going to trade tomorrow. Because that's going to be the week. And then after that, everybody is just, everybody's on your own. Enjoy the new version. I'll speak to the wealth chart guys this week. Tomorrow, we're going to trade wealth charts. I'm going to show you how we're going to trade wealth charts totally without the need of this indicator. Just, reading the wealth charts stuff natively. And then, of course, once it's ready, it's going to be even better. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I totally, fuck. I had it on my charts here. I'm just, I had the think thing. I keep forgetting that I have the images on. So anyways, think Apex, go get the accounts. I'm gonna get a couple of accounts tomorrow. Make sure we inventory all of them, because next month will be a huge month to be able to fund those things on a single trade basis. Okay, on a FOMC minutes tomorrow. Yeah, that'll be fun. We're going to trade in the morning, so we're not, not going to affect. Look, I told you, what I tell you guys, NASDAQ wakes up, right? When does NASDAQ wake up? The 10 to 11. The most important thing, OTR, by the way, the most important thing is knowing when range expansion is most likely. In NASDAQ, it's a 10 to 11 structure. In gold, it's a 7 to 11, right? Or gold actually pretty much the whole fucking time these days. But 7 to 11, 7 in New York to 11 in New York, great time to trade it. After that, it's like right now, I will not touch gold. I don't care if gold goes 100 points in a minute. I'm just not going to touch it because it's just not worth it at this point. Got it, my friend. But you see what I'm saying? Like, all the hammerjack scalps or jackhammer scalps are totally there for you. Range expansion, lower lows, all of it coming up. What's the timeline? 10 to 11. So we're going to keep that in mind, by the way, into the first of the year when we start trading. That's when we're going to really focus on all of our NASDAQ trades. We don't have to trade all day long. We can just trade at the most optimal times. You can see how easy it is to bake it all away, right? Okay, my friends, I'm done. I can't even talk anymore. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see everybody tomorrow, same time. Everybody have a great, great day and enjoy. Take care.